Ultra Team halfway to victory. Ball taken. Ball carrier killed. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball taken.
All right, sorry for the no comms for a little bit, but we're back. I'm back. I got pizza, and I'm with Magic. We're gonna watch this, and then maybe have some pizza party between the next rounds. But already, Shopify Rebellion, after a tough loss against Optic Gaming, where they played really well but weren't able to come out on top, seem to be playing very well against a red-hot Complexity.
Yeah, Complexity seem to be firing on all cylinders, and you have to think maybe they're fueled from that series with G1 where they fell just short in Game 5, and coming back for a little bit of vengeance because it's do or die now in the lower bracket. We're here, Streets, Oddball, round 1 almost secured for Shopify Rebellion, just 16 seconds away.
Karmea, this new young gun on this roster. You really want to see him step up to the big time spotlight that I think he deserves, and so far he's been going in and out, getting kill after kill, double positive for him and Mental.
Yeah,
leading the charge for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, it really is Karmea and Mental. A lot of times you look at that duo, Rayne and RyaNoob, but it's the other duo. It's the Karmea Mental duo so far, leading that charge. Only 5 seconds left. The Bulldog in hand. Karmea can't quite connect on the double kill. He had that opponent down to 1 shot. It's not going to be enough, but this is like that last hope, at least as far as round 1 is concerned for Complexity.
Mental's taking some heavy damages. He gets 1 before he goes down, but Complexity have a huge deficit to climb in. Well, a little bit of a crash. It happens. I know. Honestly, this is gonna be tough because Shopify Rebellion's 5 points away from winning this round, right?
Right.
So that's why you're not seeing this game stop.
Yes.
Shopify Rebellion, I think, are trying to win this game 3v4 because they don't want to do Yeah, there we go. It's almost like hockey when there's a penalty in hockey, but the other team has possession. You're allowed to keep going until you're like, okay, the possession changes.
Yeah.
So they're like, if we can get a wipe, even though 3v4, we could still win the game. So they tried to play it out a little bit further. Interesting. You don't see that too often.
No, I like that breakdown because we were all like wondering, okay, there's obviously a disconnect. Why are we still playing? But it's because the team that had only 5 seconds, 5 points left was the team with the disconnect, is their call. And finally, when they don't win that next round of Slays, they go to the reset.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is unusual. We have to stop in the middle of a game. Yeah. So how about some ad time for the pizza, right? I got some pizza. I want to take some bites. So, hey, for every bite I take, I expect 1 sub when we get back, right? No, absolutely. All right, we're done with our pizza break. We refueled as quickly as possible, and what we're seeing is that Complexity bringing this game back quite a bit. I'm pretty sure it's going to be differential between the two, and that's probably going to mean like 40-ish points is needed for Shopify Rebellion, which is kind of a tough loss because they were 5 seconds away from winning before the crash.
They were about 60 points ahead, you think? I know they were at 95. I just don't remember what Complexity's point value was. I think that's a fair assessment. It was a significant lead of time, but if that is the case, Complexity right now are locking it down. They're about to hit that 60-point mark themselves, keeping that oddball out of the hands of Rebellion. CyKul being the oddball holder, dropping the oddball, watching for that flank, a little bit of combined fire, but receiving some fire at the same time. The oddball is played at the bottom of C stairs, and CyKul picking up where he literally left off, oddball back in hand.
Sometimes what they do is they'll say, well, round one, it'll be a 100 to 100 if the crash was in round one.
Got it.
And then in round two, like Shopify Rebellion's first game still needs to be 100. So we could, it depends on how they do this reset. There's a couple different ways to do resets that I've seen in the past. So it might be, this round might be first to 100 for both of these teams, which would benefit Shopify Rebellion. If not, this is going to be a tough break for Rebellion, being so close to winning and now looking as if defeat is on the horizon.
Well, they have the break at almost the last second. Shopify Rebellion putting some time up on the board, but they had to utilize a variety of power weapons in order to break through. Complexity winning a few rounds of slays on the defensive side. We're back in the subway. Karmea with the oddball in hand, and they're climbing back up the scoreboard, at least from what we can see right now, down just 40 and change.
The way that Karmea is moving, I think they might have just hit their mark.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't do this. Yeah, I think everyone's kind of standing. There's no shots. I think Shopify got to their point.
But they're just gonna like let the.
They're gonna let it go to 100.
Right,
See,
right.
That's the new rule.
Yes.
See that? Okay, so
honestly,
before,
it makes sense.
yeah, before what would happen is that you would play the first round. And so if you crashed in round one, you'd play the first round 100 to 100.
Right.
And then whenever the team that had the benefit got one round win, then that round would be it. But it was just so complicated.
Right,
Oddball's a little bit complicated when you have
Honestly,
crashes.
it's even more complicated than like CTF. Slayer CTF have to be the two easiest, right? Strongholds after that. I think Oddball is like the toughest. Hey, Karmea with the straight ball and metal. Locking down the objective.
It's like they're not even trying.
Trying to shut them down.
Hey, man, it's crazy. Do they have... I feel like there's like screen shake on top. Yeah. Man, the man's moving that ball around.
Or with the skull.
Oh, 92 seconds of objective. Nah, just
It's impressive stats.
Honestly, it is a little bit nervy for Shopify Rebellion how close Complexity came to taking that first round and how devastating that would have been. But this one's just going to be classic 100 to 100. Who gets it first?
Well, the thing I like about this ruling is that the scoreboard now is accurate, right? What we're playing for as far as points and rounds, we're finally caught up off of that reset. So it makes it a little bit smoother from round 2 and on. Can Complexity come back out? They had a good chunk of time. They had some great defensive slays off of that reset. But now's where it really counts. They didn't come out with the round win. They have that full 100 points here, but it's, once again, Shopify Rebellion sneaking away the oddball, and they're really partial to the subway side.
Yeah, it's interesting how they've been stacking themselves up to that subway side for this push, but here comes the ball back. Complexity was able just to grab it, and there's no one in position from Shopify Rebellion. They're just out of the fight, and although they're going to be able to collapse back, it feels like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, definitely a missed opportunity there. A good shutdown from Complexity. Dropped the player on Rebellion that had the Bulldog and the Red Gun. Those two weapons in tandem. I mean, individually, strong weapons. In tandem, even more.
Yeah.
But it seems like that opportunity was thrown away.
I think Mental got a little caught up right there. He was like a little closer than he thought. Punched the ghost, and well, no damage was done. Double kill, but it's 4 that go down, and Complexity have a chance to really start to tighten this game. The question is, I want to see CyKul rotate fast. I think he's using himself as bait, trying to get the team to go to Cafe before he rotates. Now they have a clear-cut rotation to see, but that's the risk, right? If your ball carrier dies.
Yeah, and Rayne found a angle, almost an impossible angle. You see that Rayne just went down there at caution at dead end. So somehow maybe a jump peek from top of A to kind of shoot out over planners to stop the ball carrier just in the nick of time. And it looks like the rotation was just that much too late.
Zero looked like a jumping spider with that shotgun right there. Mid-air, pellets going everywhere. Was able to get the kill, and Rockets up for Karmea. He's not going to really be able to do much. He heads down quickly. Tusk is trying to get back to the Rockets. He gets them in their possession. And, okay, I was like, what did he just drop? He dropped his BR.
Yeah, no BR in hand. Oh, he swaps it out. He's going to give the red gun over to a teammate, utilizing that last rocket on the defensive side. And there's the takedown, a nice clean pick, looking for the double. It's not going to happen, but he has information that Shopify Rebellion are pushing through P Street. 2 players. It's Rayne and RyaNoob, the duo rotating together. But after their other 2 teammates are taken down, they can't complete a full offensive push.
Rayne was trying to cut off a rotation before anything could start, but I just don't think the timing was quite there. He's being annoying with this disruptor pistol, puts a player down to 1 shot. Suppress going to be out of the fight, but his teammates just didn't have the timing for the help immediately. And CyKul and the rest of Complexity have taken the lead and look to be able to extend that lead if they can get this next round of slays.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to make that same rotation that was cut short earlier. In Shopify Rebellion, they let it go a little bit further, but it seems like they're still getting the stop. But there's a player here at the top of Pizza. Oh no, it was suppressed, and Mental clambers up at the exact right time for that back smack.
Mental's trying to get back towards this ball, and this is what's interesting, right? When you look at the objective time for both of these teams, you'll notice that there are clear defined players that are holding the ball for their team and ones that aren't, right? Karmea has a huge amount of time because of the reset, but it's still very interesting to see how these teams decide who picks up ball. You're seeing it drop pretty often and giving it to other players. It's interesting when teams establish those roles.
Yeah, it is always interesting because some players, it'll be like a case-by-case basis, where others are a little bit more locked into those jobs, quote unquote. Rockets being snuck away by Mental. His only job, his only role is to take 2 rockets and turn it into 2 kills. He's going to look for 1, and even off of that rocket, he doesn't even get the assist.
Wow.
Suppress stayed alive.
Yeah, that's a great job by Suppress. I don't know if he picked up a special ability somewhere to eat a rocket, but he's going to be able to find another kill. Karmea gets the trade, but Suppress did the job. Juziro picks up the ball, and now we're starting to see Complexity take the lead back once again.
And it wasn't just eating the rocket here, Tools. Suppressed actually took the damage and then almost like regurgitated it. Not to gross anybody out, but he spit out the second rocket right back at Rebellion. And now we see the slays going through. 3 go down for Complexity. Juziro last alive. Luckily, the Bulldog there, and you see him with an extra round of fire, trying to burn off some ammo from that Bulldog.
That's a heads-up play, right? He only leaves 1 bullet left in that Bulldog. If he would have gone a full burn-off, then he could have potentially told his team, hey, it's burned, 1 minute on the timer, tell Coach Mikrin, let's get ready for the next one. The problem is they went 3 down, they left Juziro by himself, and it's going to give a ton of time for Shopify Rebellion, and RyaNoob was heads up, played that ball in the middle. It's going to be tough for Complexity to steal this one away.
And Rebellion once again leaning toward that subway side on their holds. We've seen Complexity utilizing kind of both sides of the map as they quickly regain control. They're about to take back that lead, and they need it to force this into a round 3. It's once again CyKul on the objective, but watch out because the opening pick goes to Rebellion. A good answer back there from Rayne, doubles back for the double kill, and now Rayne's gonna try to scoop up the oddball and rotate it to cover, but not gonna be able to make it.
It feels like Complexity keeps getting very close to putting this game away, having the chance to really win this round. And Shopify find a way to get in and get kills, and Tusk is on a massive flank. They do it once again. Complexity finds the break. This position looks game-winning or round-winning, but you never count Shopify Rebellion out.
Yeah, well, they go 3 down, now 4 down, and off of those respawns, they don't have much time. Almost a desperate attempt to stop the oddball carrier, but it's 6 left. They force the drop of the oddball. Mental is here. Mental breaks into the base.
It's a 1v1, Juziro versus Mental. Mental was baiting the ball, but he's not over there. Juziro gets a trade that he probably didn't want. Now Tusk is waiting for his teammates. Look at all Shopify Rebellion. They're going to fly on in. There's only 6 seconds needed for Complexity, 14 for Shopify Rebellion. Karmea picks up the ball, but he didn't clear his corners. You got to look left. You got to look right, and it's going to cost them a round. Heed your mother's warning. Complexity look to be taking this one.
Tusk had that skull at the end of a string and the hook was laid. It was complete bait. As soon as somebody picked up the skull, down he goes. Check your corners and don't get distracted by the shiny skull in the middle of your screen.
And honestly, it's super impressed with Tusk, his patience in that spot. And Complexity really had a bunch of roster options at the beginning of this year, and they decided to go with Tusk, an X factor that no one was really expecting to get picked up by a partner team. And he's been a difference maker for this squad. I think up there with the KDs, he's been at the top for this team.
Yeah, even right now, right? 23 and 15 is the leading KD as far as eye test can tell across the whole scoreboard, both teams included. And now Tusk also filling in as that role of objective holder for the team, so maybe not always following the clearly defined roles or jobs you were referencing earlier, and that allows players, teammates like Juziro with a rocket and a bulldog, watch out, a little bit of team damage, but the kill comes through and the spike grenades to kind of make up for the team damage. Tusk does go down. It's Rayne's frag grenade that's going to find that kill. Rayne with a double.
Double kill is a massive one as Complexity start to see the respawn screen. And Juziro is such an awkward spot there. It's often the times the plays that you can make while you're one shot, how you stay alive, that can be the difference maker. And that's where a player like RyaNoob is going to make a difference for your team. His ability to stay alive while last alive. But
yeah,
Complexity shifting the paradigm. They all go down, and this is Complexity at their best thus far.
Yeah, definitely at their best. You know, we saw Shopify Rebellion on the reset were stopped just 5 points short. They come back. They secure round one officially. But now Complexity since then taking round two and halfway in this sudden death, this round three, this faux overtime, whatever you want to call it. And look at the defensive setup. CyKul with the Bulldog waiting for someone to come around the corner. He's going to find one. He's going to find damage onto two more. Potential for a triple. And it looks like that. Wait, how did that? What?
He's not playing the same spike grenades. The spike grenades I throw, they kill everything. I'm not sure what happened to that one. The land plays a little different. Tusk gets the rockets. Did he hear the clamber up high? Yes, he did, but the rocket does nothing. Heads up play by Karmea to hug the right wall, put as much separation in. Yeah.
None. Nope. There's nothing on the bar. No shield, no health bar. But hey, you come out with your life. A life is a life right there for Karmea, as you said, hugging onto that wall.
And finally, Shopify Rebellion able to get some time on the board. It's a shift in the tides, and Karmea could be leading it all. 24 kills, the most on his team. And with the red gun, you have a feeling he can stack him up. RyaNoob helps out with the nade, and Karmea is feeling himself getting aggressive at bottom mid. We'll get the trade, and Rayne will pick up the pieces.
And he needs to stack up those kills because right now Shopify Rebellion are fighting from a point deficit, but they're getting up on that scoreboard. They are climbing. Still down by just about 30 points, but we're back on board with Karmea. Kill leader for the team. Now needing to double back, kind of tuck tail and run. It's Suppressed who cuts off what could have been a breakaway from Karmea.
RyaNoob's going to be able to pick up this ball, and he has one defender in front of him as mental. And I would have liked to see RyaNoob not worry about getting the time there and just push forward with his teammate, try to keep them both alive so they're better set up in this hill with this rotation. Instead, you're going to see Complexity mounting a lot of pressure towards that red room, and RyaNoob doesn't necessarily have the numbers to take this fight efficiently.
Yeah, and even off of that spike grenade, doesn't come out with a kill. Looks like Juziro being a very slippery, a very difficult kill, but watch the lead right now. As 4 go down, now the lead shifting back to Rebellion.
Yeah, and Complexity, they just left their flanks open. You saw the rest of Shopify Rebellion push through those tires, get the kill, and with rockets coming up, this is going to be the most important part of the game, right? This is who's going to determine who runs away with this one, who can stop the push. Tusk got the rockets. He's chucking everything. He's not letting anyone get by him. These rockets need to be efficient, and the break from Complexity has been hyper efficient. It felt like they didn't even need to use the rockets to break the setup. Now they have it to protect the setup.
You know, you're so right about that. Usually you see that rocket pickup using on the offensive. Even better if they can use it on defense, but Oh, I mean, we were hyping up the rockets. It's supposed to be a power weapon. Use it like a power weapon.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly an embarrassing display by Complexity not to get more time right there with the Rockets. You had everything you could possibly want. They get caught out in awkward positions, and suddenly this game, it looks more and more likely to go to Shopify Rebellion. RyaNoob and Mental are the last two alive. They need to hold off for 8 seconds. Juziro's on his way. Mental has the commando. He gets the kill and the game for Shopify Rebellion.
What a comeback. This round 3 was in the hold of Complexity, but whether it was the Rockets not getting the kills on the defensive side or it was just clutch plays by Rebellion, ultimately they kind of ended in the same form. They bookend this match, starting and ending at their strong points.
Love the Spartan that does the
Oh, the little
the little end game finish.
It's a dance pose. It's
yeah, it's like a, I don't know. It's just funny to me. But
wait, do it one more time.
oh, they lost the.
Do it. Yeah.
Well,
I think your hand might be off camera. You gotta swap hands.
Nah. We'll be fine. They have to pay for the extra content.
Okay.
My hand needs to be
Check
off
it out,
stream.
Suppressed damage though, 9K, 9,300 damage suppressed.
That's to be expected for that roster. When it's suppressed, averaging 17 seconds of ball time a game. So.
Yeah,
he has a clear defined role
job.
of not picking up that ball. I think he had like 1 second of ball time. So it's not necessarily that he's the main slayer for the team, right? It's more that they want him. He's a damage outputter, right? So like Lucid's a main slayer. Formal is kind of a player that puts out damage.
Yeah.
And that's Suppress kind of fits that same role. So you want him constantly having his BR up because you know he's going to push players back by himself.
Yeah, so usually is your heaviest damage dealer the one to like initiate a fight, get the early damage in a push?
Like entry fraggers, yeah.
Entry fragger, yeah, that's
like
it.
Formal is like an entry fragger. They're going to take a lot of damage, but they're going to put out just as much, and they're very efficient at getting a pick, staying alive, keeping damage downrange.
And then the ones that come out with the slades, like the Lucid you're talking, what do they call it? Like a closer?
It's like Lucid's just Lucid. You know what I'm saying? He's a superstar. He's Chad Ochocinco. He says, I'm going out there. You just make sure the ball comes my way, and
honestly,
he jumps up for it. And I love to see these teams start to establish roles, these new teams that are bringing in players and being like, okay, how are we working with ourselves? Because there's a lot of egos in Halo, right?
No.
Like these guys are all really talented players who can main slay, but being like, you're that guy. Like I'm gonna play around you, and that's the way that they play around Suppress. I think is neat. Like,
yeah. Because you have to set aside your own personal goals for the better of the team, right? Like there's no I in team. It's such a cliche at this point, but honestly, the players that come in with that team mentality, it's gonna pay off, and you want to see that pay off for them, right? Those sacrificial, selfless plays, you want to see it benefit the whole team, and sometimes it does.
Well, our next game is going to be Slayer on live fire for game 2, and we're hyping up Suppress and what he was able to do, and Complexity was this far away in 2 rounds. Like they could have won. Yes. They could have absolutely won that game, but they weren't able to get it across the finish line. And sometimes it's the objective, that gravitational well that it provides that lets you have these inefficiencies that you can't make up to get you across the finish line. You're too slow around the corners. When it's Slayer, there's nothing else to worry about but getting kills on the map, and you'll see teams that lose some of that efficiency become a lot better in the Slayer.
And I want to bring up that exact point because the previous series, Native White was doing exactly what like we're needing Complexity to do. When it came to endgame, they clutched up. And I know you were busy getting pizza, but at one point it was a recharge Slayer, and they were down 46-48. They get all 4 of the final slays for the win. So we need to see some of that ice, some of that clutch factor from Complexity to close out in game 2.
Complexity have some great slayers, but letting that sniper get over to the Gears of War legend Mental is not a great start. RyaNoob gets the heat wave, and Karmea is set up for the overshield, but CyKul's putting damage into all of them. Juziro completes the pinch, and Complexity, although they gave up all the power weapons, they were able to fight right back for this overshield.
Yeah, a little bit of a jump off the wall there from Rayne trying to get fancy, but it's not going to save his life. The fight for Overshield is still going down. RyaNoob has dropped Karmea, the last Spartan standing, picks up that Overshield. Right now, Shopify Rebellion are 2 points down, but this could be the equalizer in the hands of Karmea. You pair that Overshield with the sniper, looking for a couple of quick shots over to Seaside. He finds the body shot there, catching the heel of Suppressed, and the assist comes through.
So it's a bit surprising that, given Complexity's position in that fight, that they weren't able to get away with that overshield. It feels like you're giving Shopify Rebellion just one too many resources for free, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as if Shopify Rebellion really earned that overshield. It just kind of happened to go in their favor because of some inefficiencies from Complexity.
Well, I wonder if Complexity in that moment, they had been sending players out for overshield time and time again. Maybe at some point they decided, let's hold down tower side and give up overshield. So there's always a risk reward on whichever decision. And look at how quickly though now the next overshield is about to become back into play. Karmea has been rotating across the map. He's gonna get traded out, coming out with the assist. Complexity now with just that 1 point lead. That plasma grenade is not gonna hit its mark. The second as well not coming through. And it's CyKul now with that overshield.
CyKul sees a drop shield. He's like, I know what I got to do. Breaks it right down. And I love the pro players just being really efficient and not letting little advantages go in games. Break down those drop shields right away. But, you know, they can be efficient at that, but sometimes they're inefficient at the things that are easy for players, right? You have overshield. You need to play fast and not let it go to waste. And Karmea's overshield felt really ineffective. So, like, the micro was really good, right?
Yeah.
But the macro sometimes seems to be a little bit behind for players like Karmea and some of these newer players.
Yeah, and we talked about Karmea earlier, coming from multiple FPS titles. I think you did a great job earlier, Garrett, of breaking down kind of the story of Karmea, what's led him to this point. He's been notable in Gears, he's been notable in COD, and now making a name for himself within Halo. And right now he's looking at a 0 on the scoreboard. Unfortunate time to talk about Karmea, but maybe it is some of those adjustments and that learning curve that Halo Infinite brings at this level.
Yeah, Karmea's just young. 18 years old, having his first real chance at a pro roster. You're going to have games like this where things just don't go right, and you're going to have games where your game just doesn't work, and it crashes over and over and over again. Unfortunately, so the game crashes
over and
once
over
again.
and over. Add a couple more
Did we see what
overs,
is
Garrett,
it? 17 to 15, so two kill advantage. I think it was Shopify Rebellion that had the first crash too, so must be one of the PCs on their side that are.
Don't say that, because if they have to swap PCs, this break's gonna be multiplied times 10.
Swap PCs. I think maybe we take a look at what's going on over at the Alpha real fast, and we'll be back when this game gets loaded up. Once again, take a look around the world and see what we can take a look at. And honestly,
Yeah.
I just want to say I've been having a blast with everyone in chat, with you, Magic, with Mikowski, our stats man in the corner. He's a little grumpy right now, but he's gonna get happy. He got some pizza. He's gonna have some food.
Wilting over there doing the stats all day.
And then LBT's been great on the switches, so I did want to take a look at this because this match is kind of cool. Keep an eye on the
Only a
Alpha.
minute left and one capture game.
Right, so I think we're gonna let the casters take it for us just a little bit. We're gonna eat a little bit more pizza, and then when that match on the other stream, we're gonna be back.
Penguin gets one. Frosty should be there to get the trade, though, you would imagine. Somehow Penguin's managed to slip away. Finally gonna get taken down this time by Snakebite. Stella, no idea that Renegade is there. Renegade getting a little bit aggressive now because he knows Space Station have got to hold forward. They have to get inside the FaZe base. And with 32 seconds left, it's looking like FaZe Clan might take the series lead.
Jeez, also bodies Penguin there. Penguin now can't push up off the back of that. It's been a man advantage or more for FaZe for the last 2 minutes of play. 20 seconds left.
Eco trying to finally deal with Renegade. Does not deal with Renegade. Renegade now causing problems in the base, and with Space Station 3 dead, he says, why not run a second flag? 9 seconds remaining. Spawners come in. Challenge is bound. Almost gets the stick. Bit of unfortunate spawn, you have to save for him, but 3 seconds left on the clock. That's going to expire, as is the chances here of SSG on Argyle capture the flag. FaZe go 2-1 up in the series, and that was just control personified.
What a game from FaZe. I'm so glad we got to hear that extended listening with their side for about 3 minutes of play, because we heard just how disciplined, as you said, Mark, they are on that game type. Also, great calls from Royal One in the back as we take a look at some highlights from that game, saying, okay, once we get this kill, then we get map. Once we have map, we establish where the spawners are. There are steps to this, there are levels to this, and FaZe knows them well.
Got to talk about Snakebite, though. Lead in the lobby in kills. The one flag cap He had his name all over it. He had his emblem all over it as he ran it home. But there's also, again, a few moments to talk about that were the game-changing moments. Sniper rifle in the hands of Renegade. Numerous times, SSG thought they had a camo. Renegade, just like you'll see here, he said no.
That's the third time in that game that he denied a camo grab from SSG from the back of his base. I mean, truly an absolute turret guarding all of top middle, regardless of how many bodies you have on the map. Renegade's gonna find an angle, and Argyle's a map that allows you so many crafty and nerdy nuanced angles. Guess what? Renegade's gonna find them, and they also find a Game 3 win. They now lead in the series 2-1.
Argyle CTF certainly give us some calculated gameplay, but now we move on to Stronghold Streets. Carnage is pretty much the name of the game here. Quick rotations. Making sure, that you're on top of when those weapons are spawning, and you cannot let a man advantage slip through your fingers. And this might be the way for SSG to get back into the series and send us to a Game 5.
Certainly might be an opportunity as we take a look at some stats for Strongholds here in this series. 1.58 Strongholds KD for Royal 2 and a 1.32 for Eco.
Yeah, Eco again, up there with the best. As you would imagine, when he's playing his best, SSG succeed. And he's gonna have to keep doing that now if they want to send this to a Game 5. I mean, you look at the damage per game here, by the way. I mean, if you're out damaging Royal 2,
yeah, you're doing something right.
You've done something right.
Absolutely, and a fun little stat. The last time these two teams played this game type, of course, there's a one-player difference on the main stage, but at Worlds, it was a SSG win, 250 to 167 in Game 3 to 3-0. The boys that are now on FaZe. Can they do it again here? Can they send us to a Game 5?
Game 5 on the horizon. If Space Station can pull off something magical here in Game 4, will it be FaZe Clan, who close out our winners bracket semi-final right now here on Street? Strongholds, the name of the game. 250 points, you're taking home the win.
And what a game to have as our map number 4, an absolute bloodbath of a game type that is played at such breakneck speed. An ultimate test between these two who have been back and forth all series long.
Goodness, FaZe absolutely laning bottom middle. Renegade gets the reset. Renegade's got a shotgun as well. And unfortunately, I think that was Eco who found out about it. He's also going to be able to do the damage to put him in.
And we're back. Remember, guys, this is a reset, so a +2 advantage to Shopify Rebellion. Right now, Complexity with the 1-kill lead and the weapons to work with.
Okay, so we see that Complexity again off the reset. This is kind of becoming a repetitive story that off the reset, the team that was behind starts out really strong. It seems like they get the fight back in them off of that quick break. Look at the power weapons in the hands of RyaNoob. He finds the snipe shot, not just any, onto Suppress. So even more important of a kill, as Suppress already has 5. A body shot on the second player and a quick swap of weapons. Still has the heat wave at the ready. Rotating over as Overshield is 3 seconds away. A trade of kills coming through. Here comes RyaNoob. He catches the back of CyKul. He's looking for 2. That's going to be Overshield 1 out, but it's a 1v1 left. Juziro versus RyaNoob, and unfortunately, Juziro is not in range to contest that Overshield pickup.
Yeah, really smart plays by RyaNoob to quickly get into the back lines. You always have to check your flanks when you're going up against anyone like RyaNoob. He's quick to get behind you, and he's quick to put down damage. Rayne cleans it all up, and RyaNoob's coming back to the help of his new young gun. Karmea goes down, but RyaNoob and Mental are cleaning everything up.
And the thing I'm seeing is so many assists coming through right now for Rebellion. It was 2 times in a row there that RyaNoob got that initial damage, and then he turned away having full trust that Rayne and the other teammates would be there to finish off those kills. So we're back deadlocked, and our best estimation before the reset is a +2 for Rebellion. But right now, off of that reset, it's neck and neck. Juziro rotating through top mid. The plasma goes out. Shots left, shots right, but it's all blue. Shopify Rebellion 3 down, and Tusk is left trying to run away with his life and a full sniper.
The sniper could change the pace of this game drastically, but he has to hit the shots. Something that's been plaguing this team is Complexity executing on their big moments, and while Rayne shuts it down right away, 2 more players are coming at him. 2 more players see the respawn screen. Rayne survives, and that full sniper, not even a shot wasted. Shopify takes it right back.
Tusk had to watch his whole team taken out, tries to ducktail and get out of dodge, and Shopify Rebellion were closing in on that advantage. They were using numbers. They were using that team fire we saw earlier, and you know what? The scoreboard reflects just that. Rayne is a huge part of it, and honestly, it's a glaring difference in assist count from side to side. Complexity need to find some team fire. Trades aren't going to do it.
I believe it's Mental who has the sniper rifle. I just want to make sure that we haven't seen it in the feed yet, but be careful. Did Suppress get the Suppress got that sniper rifle back? So Complexity, I don't think that sniper has that much wasted ammo at all. And Complexity, although Shopify Rebellion had everything in their possession, they find the break. Tusk gets the overshield, and now, although they're down by 6 kills, they can really storm their way back.
Right now, Tusk just dealing that opening damage. He has 2 players weak. Sets up the opportunity for teammates to come through, but nobody's there to clean up the rest of those kills. Shopify Rebellion really playing their lives. Look at how the players are trading out damage. Rayne is finally taken down, but where he is removed, the trade of kills come back through. A slower pace now for Rebellion, but it's about to be broken up.
Karmea has this heat wave, and this is what you want, right? That massive damage on 2 players to let the rest of your team play forward, but you gotta finish your kills. Karmea taking unnecessary damage that stunts the push from Shopify Rebellion.
You gotta be careful. You have someone dead to rights, but that doesn't count as a kill until you see their name across the kill feed. Finish that kill, get that final headshot. But if you go into that fight, you leave yourself at 1 shot. That's a quick cleanup. Suppressed is finding cleanups of his own. He gets the kill spree with the use of that sniper. It's been swapping hands left and right. Suppressed is going to hit the respawn screen. Juziro is going to follow right after.
Rayne's going to sniff out this flank before it can make an impact, or before I thought it could make an impact. Oh my God. Tusk just absolutely destroyed him from the back of A, and this might be the change that's needed. Complexity now only down by 3 kills as Suppressed still has 3 snipers. This sniper, there's another sniper coming up. Like, this is one of the least efficient sniper I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, Suppressed might hang out at top mid and just run over that fresh sniper to refill the ammo as he does just that, but he makes it look even better by taking a kill on the way. And look at that, a tie game. We're giving a Rebellion a +2 from the reset, so Complexity's still at that slight deficit, but Suppressed is doubled up.
Double positive, 14 and 7. Suppressed, he's leading his team in this comeback, and they have to deal with him if they're gonna withstand this push, and Suppress is gonna find another 2. He makes it look so easy. He has been that catalyst needed for Complexity.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been suppressed all game, and if Complexity come off of that reset, come back for the win, there's credit to 1 player on the team. Okay, all 4, but the majority credit, 80% of the credit, going to Suppress. He finds the body shot on Rayne. There's the team fire from Rebellion, though, as Rayne is left to 1 shot. You see some of that protection. Tusk finds the kill with a grenade.
Yeah, and this is interesting. Suppressed is isolated but supported, right? He is by himself at back B, but Shopify Rebellion can't really try to get him out of this corner because the rest of Complexity is set up to protect him, and it's letting Suppress really pigeonhole Shopify Rebellion towards the other side of the map.
Well, and the other piece of that is Suppress has the long-range weapon, obviously the sniper, but also the repulsor. So if a player tried to flush him out of the back of B, he just sends them flying.
Right, but look at that. Suppress had great timing. Shopify Rebellion got all of their resources together, sent 3 players towards the back of B, but Suppress felt that pressure coming early and rotated out just in time, keeps the sniper in his team's possession, and now that push from Shopify Rebellion, it leads to the lead being lost.
The lead is lost, and that grenade catches Suppressed. Suppressed taken down. That's a crucial kill. We said it earlier in the game. You got to find an answer to Suppress this Slayer. And Shopify Rebellion find an answer. They're tied up the game. Overshield is in. Rayne sneaks it away. Shopify Rebellion looking like they're back in full form. It's going to come down to this last leg of the race. 40-40. Rayne with Heat Wave and Overshield on the hunt for a kill.
Remember, there was a 2-kill deficit, so Shopify Rebellion have a 2-kill lead right now in this game. And well, Rayne with this Heat Wave, it was a great comeback by Complexity, but this might just be done. Shopify Rebellion roaming as a pack as they look for the remaining players at Complexity.
Yeah, we saw earlier in pool play, we saw SSG when it came down to the wire on this exact map. All 4 players crouch walking through that bottom tunnel, the subway system. I don't think it's going to come to playing out the clock unless things really slow to a halt here. But honestly, Shopify Rebellion, the choice is theirs.
Sniper is up. Who plays for it? It looks like Complexity were able to get that sniper away, and Suppressed gets the first kill. The lead's down to 1. Suppressed is also 1 kill away from a 20 bomb in this game. Tusk has the sniper. He said, I'm going to try to get away. RyaNoob was waiting up high. He gets the kill, and now Complexity are scrambling as they've given up the sniper.
A quick escape led into a dead end on that repulsor play, and Mental just continuing movement across the map. Complexity have a 1-kill lead here, but if we're giving Rebellion that +2, it's a 1-point advantage for Rebellion. I know it's a lot. All we know is it's neck and neck right here. Coming into the final stages, and Mental is the most forward-pushing player from Rebellion. Gets the damage, gets the cleanup rather on the Tusk. 2 more players above. Ricochets a grenade. It's enough for an assist, but we're just trading out kills.
Great angle by Suppress for his overshield. Shopify Rebellion, do they fall for the trap? You saw it for just 1 second. No! He moves at the wrong time. RyaNoob gets away with the overshield.
Yeah, even the producer is slamming the water bottle at that. You scoped away at the wrong second. That was your shot, quite literally. 49 points for Rebellion. If you credit the +2, that means 1 last kill to seal the game and go up 2-0 in the series.
Suppressed has 20 kills, but it might not be enough. Look at Shopify Rebellion trying to hunt down the main Slayer. Suppressed takes a heavy damages, but is able to get away. This overshield is not going to end it. It's going to be Karmea, the young gun, who gets the last shot. And Suppress played an incredible game. Double positive, 20-9, doing everything he could for Complexity, but little mistakes make the difference.
Little mistakes, and also the refined team fire of Shopify Rebellion. We saw it time and time again. One player gets the initial damage, completely disengages from the fight. Teammate fills in, finishes off the play, and RyaNoob comes out with 12 assists. If you look at the assist column, it's going to tell you the difference in this game.
Look, we can't control the assists. There we go. I think it was 13-13. It's like there's 3 players in double-digit assists.
Just trust it was more. Rebellion. It was more for Rebellion, for sure.
I think that's almost a guarantee at that point. But honestly, impressive display from Shopify Rebellion and being resilient, right? Because I think there's a lot of moments where teams can get a lot of momentum from plays that their main Slayer are making. And Shopify Rebellion never really let momentum. They said Complexity needs to outplay us. They can't just get air behind them and use that to get across the finish line. Like, we are not getting off our track. We're staying true. And they were able to cross the finish line in time.
Yeah, it looked like Suppressed was really like throwing everything at them, right? Like Suppressed, if they're on the train tracks, what is Suppressed doing? He's grabbing, he's grabbing he's trying to just rip the train track apart. No, like physically destroy the train track. He's trying to pry open some of the boards and get that train off the rails. But honestly, they were steamrolling so fast that even Suppressed wasn't enough.
What do you call the people that like lay down train tracks and pop them up?
Probably, I would say mechanics, engineers. It's got to be.
There's a term for it. I don't know. Chat probably knows. We'll figure it out later. I like trains.
Crowbar is the word I was
crowbars.
stuck
There you
on.
go. I was just trying to think of, because like there's like movies, like old time movies where you see the people working on the railroads.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got off
tangent.
the rails.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's the takeaway.
I hear the word rails and things just go through my head. I'm a
started.
train guy. I'm a train guy.
I like trains.
I like trains. Complexity down 0-2 in the series. Shopify Rebellion looking better and better. I think it's been important that their wins, although they haven't been the prettiest wins, they've been resilient, right? They haven't let momentum from Complexity matter. They're playing their game, and I think that's indicative of them winning the series 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, when they need to make the plays, they find a way to do so. And the thing that I really enjoy from watching this matchup, you might have the on-fire Complexity players, which maybe that's your taste. Maybe that's who you like to root for because it's like very emotionally charged and very exciting, very fast-paced. But on the other side, I mean, I'm a sucker for good team play, and that's what I'm seeing more of from Rebellion than Complexity. That's giving them the leg up in these fights.
Yeah, it's I think it's very cool to see Rayne and RyaNoob kind of lead another team. It's like they're always creating like a team. Like before, it was like two duos, and
Yes.
they're like that didn't
They
work.
took them
So
like
how-
under wing.
Yeah, so like that didn't work. So what do we do now? It's like, well, let's find the two best up and coming players
Honestly?
and see what we can do. And they're like Karmea and Mental are those guys for us. And I think it's really cool that you're seeing a different team dynamic with the Shopify Rebellion where they're building a lot of trust as a foundation to build upon their Halo skill. And that's something that takes time, but when it
Yes.
works, it works well.
And what I was going to say is exactly that point is it takes time to build that dynamic. So the fact that Rebellion right now are, up in the running against some of these top 10, top 8, top 6 even teams, right? They're just going to get better over time if they continue to lay that foundation, that groundwork. They're laying the train track in front, and they can gain momentum throughout the season.
And it's like even before now, like Rebellion was the team that started scrimming first. Like they were scrimming AMs like 4 or 5 months ago. After
Honestly,
Worlds, they were playing right away, and it was interesting because Mikwin, like they didn't know who their 4 was gonna be. So like when Mikwin was scrimming with Shopify Rebellion because he just needed to play the game. He wasn't gonna team with them, but he was like, I just need to learn how to play. And it was a quid pro quo between the two of them. Sure. And it shows you the kind of mentality that RyaNoob has. And I think why a lot of fans like RyaNoob is because he's a hard worker. And and he works in a way that's different from everyone. Like you have players like Spartan who are also very hard workers, but they're hard workers in different ways. Like he's in 8s every day, wanting to get as much of a good grind on as possible. Whereas RyaNoob, he does the 8s thing, but he also is, I'm going to get a scrim against a top 32 team because I need to make sure that we're on the same page. I'm going to do film here. He lives and breathes Halo, and he's doing all that while having, I think, a new family. I think he just had a kid too. So.
Really? Is that fast?
Sure. Yeah. RyaNoob just had a kid before Worlds, right?
That's incredible.
Yeah, so
Congrats,
it's like
RyaNoob.
he's been grinding like this with a new family. It's cool to see. I'm a big RyaNoob fan.
Yeah, I am too. And I think after what we're seeing right now, I think it's kind of more of what, if you're a fan of RyaNoob, you're loving what you're seeing right now because he's like in true form, right? Not just that they're up 2-0 in the series, but how they're getting those wins is really showcasing RyaNoob and what he brings to the scene. And I wanted to rewind just a little bit because you mentioned Of course, you had to bring up the rivalry. You had to mention the dynamic and the difference in how two players face the game. And the dynamic there was between RyaNoob and Spartan. And I don't know if you remember this from the qualifier. We talked about it earlier with Mikowski that series, Rebellion versus Sentinels, went to a game 5. And there's potential in this lower bracket for a rematch. So it could potentially be a clash of play styles to see which one ultimately gets the job done.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to make it sound like Spartan's not grinding, because I think what everyone said about that E United team is like, that's the team of grinders before. Those are the players that literally never got off the game. I just think the way that RyaNoob grinds is different from everyone else. And I wanted to like showcase those differences because I don't think people are as prolific in the way that they practice or the way that they develop team chemistry is the way RyaNoob is. RyaNoob is a systematic player. He has a system of Halo.
You think he has a notebook, though? I really need to know.
I think he has a notebook. I think RyaNoob is a unique talent in the HCS scene where he grinds, and he grinds in he has his version of Halo, his vision, and he creates teams to execute on his vision, and that's why E United played really cringe on some maps. Weren't the coolest to watch. Like I respect the grind, but RyaNoob is a very gritty. Let's get slow in this game. Watching them on Catalyst Slayer was something else. Let me tell you what. But it's cool that he's got these new players around him, these new chess pieces to move across the board and learn new openings with, and see what's gonna work. Because we are seeing some steep differences between this team and what United was. We're seeing the next evolution of RyaNoob Halo.
Oh, I love that. That's what season 1 to season 2. It's the same Halo Infinite, but it's constantly evolving, and players, teams need to evolve along with that. There's been so many, kind of nuanced changes. Now for you, okay, from this level of play, what's the biggest change from season 1 to season 2? Or do you want to say that for the next?
I mean, it's the red rack. I think the amount of weapons on the map has been severely reduced, and you're seeing a lot more reliance on the battle rifle. And I honestly, I love the new version of the game. Not like the power weapons feel more important when they're up,
right?
And you're gonna have these moments where it's about fighting for the position for that power weapon rather than there always being a power weapon on the map.
Yeah, it creates some like highlight worthy plays, like some moments that are kind of do or die for those power weapons. It gives them more importance. It's Tusk now rotating with the active camo. Maybe not a power weapon, but the power up ability. Finds 2 shots on the back. Finish off this
Finish
kill.
your food.
His position has been revealed. All those initial shots, go for the back smack. The back smack was free.
He just left him back there. Rayne is the one that shoots him. That's so funny. Yeah, you got to finish your food, bro. You can't leave anything on the plate. Shopify Rebellion, they go 4 down. Tusk not punished. But we're going to see the A spawns, and Tusk is well aware. Look at him just pointing at bottom A. He is surefire. They are coming from A, and now he's changing his route to Needles as we started to see how Complexity are going to hold this and how Shopify Rebellion wants to break.
Are you looking at my half-eaten pizza with that analogy? Because I didn't get to finish that between breaks. It's very different. One of us is playing for $250,000, and the other one is talking about it. So Tusk, finish your kills out here, especially with the use of that active camo. Rayne is going to rotate through to the top of C, finds a clean takedown, and Shopify Rebellion showing us some more of the same. Some of that team fire coming through. And to me, this first hill, this bottom mid hill, is all about who controls C platform. You get that clean sightline across the map to be able to defend it.
Why are Shopify Rebellion leaving the hill and rotating
to die?
The long haul? I guess like camo's coming. I was curious. Like they're trying to push a player into glass, but they have C plat control and they just gave up camouflage. I'm curious as to like why they did that. It feels like a huge misstep, and we'll have to see if Tusk can do something with this camouflage. He's awfully one shot, but he stays alive for now. That's so weird.
I am absolutely baffled because as I'm saying C plat is the spot, they just like rotate away from it. They don't want it. Finally, they're finding those slays though, so kind of a secondary push from Shopify Rebellion. They could have been securing some time and maybe even camo, but kind of use that camo once again as the bait. A little bit similar to what we saw like on live fire with the use of the over shield where they're kind of just keeping an eye on it instead of trying to secure it for themselves. A very defensive style of play. And even RyaNoob now rotating off of the hill could have sat on the hill for another 5 seconds, but playing for more slays.
I'm convinced that both of these teams just don't like to do objective. Like, they just keep running away from the hill. They're trying to get their setup right, and it seems like Shopify Rebellion really value having someone towards this trippy corner, towards blue box, and that's RyaNoob's spot, and he's going to rotate between trippy box and C constantly, but they have to get rid of these players at the back of tower, at the back of C, because that's the spawn that you need.
Have you seen Mandalorian?
Yeah.
You know the scene where he's like in the prison and they have like the floor that will like electrocute you or heat up or whatever? That's what they're doing with the hill right now. They're acting like it's about to, like, I step out on the foot on the objective, I'm gonna go down, but that's the whole point of King of the Hill. You have to risk your life to get objective time. Shopify Rebellion are filling in.
That's a huge mistake by Complexity. Complexity get them 3 down, and they let, I believe it was Mental, just sit in the hill for like another 10, if it wasn't 10, it was probably like 6-7 seconds, but you have to be quick, right? You get 3 down, you finish that. You make sure that last player doesn't milk away any time. Camo's coming. CyKul, you're going to give up this hill, and Camo drop down. How do you make these simple mistakes over and over again? Neither of these teams are making clean plays. I think this is the sloppiest game in King of the Hill that I've seen.
I agree with you. I am continually baffled by the strategies that we're seeing and having a really hard time trying to find a way to make it make sense. But it is both sides. Both sides playing very like unconventional plays. Now that the hill has rotated here to the long haul corner, it's a much easier place to defend. So possibly on this push, Shopify Rebellion, they have the slays. They need to take that top glass position. Karmea is on the push. Maybe now we see them lock down the objective, but still no.
There's a player that lurked behind for Complexity, and it makes all of the difference. It was Suppressed who let Shopify Rebellion push through. They trapped him in long haul and then completed a collapse, and it stops that push. I thought Shopify Rebellion was in a great spot to potentially break this hill. Instead, they're going to have to try at it again, and Tusk has been staying alive at the back of this hill, and he is getting time for the side of Complexity. But the only second of hill that matters is the last one, and Shopify Rebellion have at least 1 or 2 more attempts to break this hill.
Yeah, great hold there from Complexity. The pinch at long haul. Karmea is sneaking up around the corner at C, but there's also a Rebellion player at top glass at attic, and that's what Tusk is going to try to focus on.
Yeah.
But 2 go down, and now Tusk, he's singled out. There's multiple players here from Rebellion. That's a little bit of that cat and mouse trading off of damage. They don't actually clean up that kill on Tusk. They let him recharge his shield, re-engage, because they go back to the objective.
Yeah, that was a systematic break by Shopify Rebellion, but they just all rotated out to get to tower, to go to bottom A, to play for camouflage. They go 2 down.
I hear the questions in your voice right now.
Dude, I'm honestly, I do not get this. That they had the setup. Like, you had it. Just fight for the hill. I don't know. We're going to have to, like, have an analyst come on the show and break this down.
Yeah, where's Eli the Ninja when you need him? Like, get over here.
We just saw all 4 players from Shopify Rebellion leave long haul to go to tower, to play for camouflage, to play for next rotate, to give up hill to Complexity.
I don't understand. I don't know. 1-1 is the score in this game. Maybe you guys can make more sense of it than we can, but Tusk gets the slays. Shopify Rebellion go 3 down. RyaNoob is the last to fall. 4 down for Shopify Rebellion, and Complexity already have this hill halfway captured. Whatever that strat was, it's not paying off for Rebellion.
No, I mean, this might be the biggest throw I've ever seen in my life. Like, you guys are up 2-0 in a series. Like, that should have been your hill, and now suddenly you gave up them. Like, you rotated early to get the camouflage to get to Money Hill, and then you lost Money Hill too. So
yeah,
I mean, theoretically, if Complexity plays a little bit cleaner on Hill 1, it'd be a 3-0 advantage for Complexity.
But here's the thing. I think I've unlocked the code. Are you ready? I'm gonna blow your mind.
Go for it.
Shopify Rebellion are such fans of LVT Halo that they're like, we can't make this a quick 3-0. Where's the ad time?
Yeah, we got to get more ad times. And yeah, we got to make me lose some hair and stress as I try to figure out what is going through the mind of Shopify Rebellion. But I think they're starting to clean it up a little bit. What you want to see here, right, is you want to get a player towards glass to help create an angle through the back of hill. So eventually make a straight line through. So Complexity has the glass spawn right now, but they don't have back turbine.
Right.
With camouflage coming up, whoever can get this camouflage and get themselves set up, this should be an easy enough hill for them to take.
No, Rebellion might give it up for free again. Complexity have the camo. They have the shock rifle in the hands of CyKul. Tusk with the camo. A couple of plasmas to work with, staying out of range of that potential repulsor, which you see drops to the ground. That's a great breakthrough from Tusk.
See, and this is why you want to play your top glass, right? Yeah. You see the push coming from tower, from C. Like, there's no one to help Tusk right here. He has to let these players push, and eventually the help comes. You see, now they make it weak. It makes it easier for Tusk to finish off these kills.
Yeah.
This is why you want that glass to back hill setup. It's really hard to break through. And Shopify Rebellion, they were able to get into tower, but they left those back spawns open, and it just leads to an easy break. Now they have glass, but they don't have anything in the back, so it's hard to fight through.
Got it. So you want to have players at the back of C to clean up kills, but you want players at the top attic to kind of soften up those players for easy cleanups. Yeah.
Oh, look, the Disruptor Pistol making its appearance, hitting the pad. It's going to push Tusk out of the hill. That's something that we saw a lot of in previous seasons, towards the end of Season 1, because the Disruptor Pistol's effectivity was found out. But now with the Red Rack update, you're not going to see that as often, right? There's just not as many Disruptor Pistols available, only one on the map at a time.
Yeah, so they don't actually have to nerf that Disruptor Pistol because now we're limiting the usage of it with only having one in hand and a little bit more options for trying to find a way to counter that damage over time that a Disruptor can deliver out. It's Rayne now at the back of C. And it looks like RyaNoob might actually be at that cross position that you kept mentioning, maybe softening up some players from across at the attic side, but there's two players from Complexity rotating through long haul. You see Rayne tosses the plasma grenade. He has the repulsor at the ready. Watch out though, Suppressed is to his left here on the ramp. If Rayne pushes out, he's gonna find that repulsor, but no, Suppressed was ready, stayed just out of range and lasered those shots.
That's great play by Suppressed, right? Heads up, pulled backwards, put distance, and used the commando where it was effective. Karmea somehow survives for just a bit longer, but eventually the kill comes through, and this hill looking more and more likely to swap to Complexity. RyaNoob trying to get in the last second desperation. They break, but the job's not done. Players coming in from the back. RyaNoob doesn't get the punch down. Oh no, the storm is coming. Can they get the hill in time? They do from the hair on their chinny chin. Shopify Rebellion get the hill, but it's gonna come down to this final hill, and Mental has the camo eyes. Tusk will survive for now. Everything comes down to this hill and how you control the spawns. Watch back elevator. You need to make sure you keep the elevator spawns, or if you're shot by Rebellion, maybe they're going to show us something different, because it's been an interesting game from them thus far.
Yeah, whatever that something different strategy is, whether they're building a house of sticks or a house of hay, hopefully it's a house of bricks for Shopify Rebellion, because that's what they need on this comeback in game number 3 if they're going to take the sweep. It's tied 2-2, but the early time on this hill is going to Complexity.
Yeah, Karmea was able to get 2 kills in that hill, but the problem is there's no one from Shopify Rebellion to break into elevator. You see how...
Look at the time.
Yeah, Complexity, they're going to be able to keep that back elevator spawn, and they're going to push this game to overtime. It's going to mean next cap wins, and already Complexity just has a huge advantage because they've kept this back elevator spawn the entire time.
Yeah, they really have locked down that spawn, and that's why you see them with the hill halfway captured. CyKul now, the plasma pistol, another weapon on the red rack, so there's only one, and it's in the hands of CyKul right here, right now. CyKul with 15 assists, as well as a positive kill to death, 17-14. Trying to charge up that round, peeks the corner, barely catches the edge of that wall. It's 2 players in front. He tries to dip back out of there, but he's not going to make it in time. But a remote detonation comes through. Shopify Rebellion are breaking that hold, but is it too little too late? They're down significant hill time.
Oh, Tusk, you see Tusk waiting in the back of elevator. He's still fighting for those spawns. He gets the trade. Ryan, you need to go back into elevator. I don't know. Hopefully, okay, someone's going to get there in time. There we go. So for the first time, Shopify Rebellion have broken the A spawns, and now they have control of the hill. This is what you need to win a game, especially with RyaNoob having camouflage and shock rifle. Complexity for the first time this hill have to break through an extensive hold for Shopify Rebellion.
You really don't want your camo player to be the one on the objective because Complexity are going to know that someone's there, but RyaNoob is taking those lemons, making lemonade, gets another perfect. I think that's 3, make it 4 kills in a row with that shock rifle.
Oh,
the
no.
killing spree, the ice factor from RyaNoob.
Incredible plays by RyaNoob. It shows that individual talent can sometimes carry you through. The plays that he was making on that hill might make all of the difference. Karmea whips his way back. There's just a really fun fact about Karmea. He plays on a very high sensitivity.
Yeah.
You can see that with the way he whips left and right. But the problem is that high sensitivity doesn't keep his team alive. They go 3 down. CyKul breaks the back spawns, and Complexity awfully close to winning this game. The nades, can they get him out of needles? They need to get there. They can't. Complexity get the win, and some head-scratching moments from that game for Shopify Rebellion, but it pushes us to 4.
Some bewildering decisions throughout that game, and I think primarily on the side of Shopify Rebellion. You know, we had seen them playing so calculated, so smart, so cerebral in the games 1 and 2, and then game 3, I don't know if they just had a very unique strategy that they're testing out. They're using this lower bracket run, this 2-0 in the series, to try to, you know, go with some unconventional strategies, but in the end, it is Complexity. RyaNoob almost clutched up, though, with that shock rifle. Gave us one, you know, for the highlight reel, but it's similar to me to when Suppressed was getting that 20 bomb and fell short. RyaNoob's, you know, star-studded play, it's not enough for the win.
Yeah, tough looks for them, and now it has to go into a final objective game, which is going to be on the newest objective map in
Argyle
the HCS,
CTF?
Argyle CTF.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be that's going to be a real fun one. I'm curious as to how Shopify Rebellion have their strategies for this game. Right, a very long map with very long line of sights alongside 2 snipers. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this game unfolds.
Yeah, and there's been some changes to Argyle with some of the weapon spawns. Most notably, the Bulldogs were taken off. I think there's sidekicks in those places instead on those spawn points. We do have the active camo at top mid. How do you feel about the weapon changes? Does it help with the flow of Argyle, or is it still a mess?
No, Argyle. I think Argyle is shaping up to be a really good map. The only change I would make to it is maybe make it so that you can capture flags while your flag is away.
Right. I remember you saying that before. It's good.
Just because I think you have a long standoffs that often result in both flags being out, and I think it would increase the map. But I wanted to take a look at the stats. I have my stats guy pulling it up, and this is something that's
Stats guy?
yeah.
Our stats.
Our stats guy, but Complexity.
Everybody's stats guy.
Complexity has a surefire way to win that objective on King of the Hill, right? 100% of the time when they outslay, they win the game. They go +6 on the slays, right? So they outslay Rebellion. And it just shows that, like, oftentimes objectives are slayers that are just masked, right?
Right.
So many times it's going to come down to the slays, and that's where I've been really impressed with Tusk and Suppressed in this game. You see that's Rayne. I think Rayne grappled. No, who grappled? Someone grappled it. Oh, was it on? It must have been Complexity that grappled.
I think it was CyKul, if I'm gonna pick someone.
Shout out to, I think Callus was the first player that I saw that opening start with the grapple plays to grapple camouflage away. The fastest way to get a camo is you get the grapple, you go to the bottom left corner underneath camouflage. Oh my god, Suppress gets the shot. And you grapple it away, and you also pull some flags right here. Suppress trying to keep Shopify Rebellion on the respawn screen. This flag is moving. You don't often see fast captures on Argyle, but we could be seeing one here as Complexity's moving this one.
Well, they threw out convention in that game number 3. Maybe they're doing the same in game number 4 and can give us a fast-paced Argyle CTF. Unfortunately, those snipes don't connect. Those were the killing spree snipes from Suppressed. Stop just one short at 4-1, but the more important objective is that flag. It's on the run past the halfway mark, and Juziro pausing for just a quick stutter to recharge that shield before taking it the distance. RyaNoob off screen gets a double kill, but it's not enough to stop that runner.
The 3 go down. Tusk is last alive. He's up top mid. He'll take care of the sniper, but Shopify Rebellion have a flagpole of their own. The question is, where's the follow-up? It took a ton of resources just to pull this flag, and Complexity respond quickly, knowing that they have the numbers to get the kill.
The numbers for the kills, the masking of the Team Slayer within CTF is fully coming into play because you see that complexity up 1-0, but they also have about double the slays on the board to open up that opportunity for the capture. Juziro finds himself in a tough position. He's getting pushed and he's not able to land that sniper shot. So it falls into the hands of Karmea. We got some slays happening back and forth, but right now I'm not seeing any map control. Maybe a little bit of push now as Complexity get a couple of opening picks.
Karmea is just trying to stay up high, get shots down, but his position's known, and you jump up just a hair bit too high. Suppress takes you down with a sniper shot. Great discipline by Suppress to hit the shot.
3 go down for Shopify Rebellion. Complexity not having the strength and the numbers that they need, but Suppress, he looked away at the wrong time. Just as he turned the scope of that sniper, all of a sudden you could see, look at the grouping of players. 3 for Rebellion across that far side of the map. 1 goes down. Mental might be the next to fall. In comes the pinch, the call outs, the pings coming through. There's the killing spree that was stopped short earlier, and CyKul is ready to run that flag.
Yeah, really efficient job by CyKul. The problem is there was 1 player to deal with, and they just couldn't get the kill. The return is in, and now Tusk is going to have to back up towards his team as they're going to give up a lot of room on the map, but you have to find Rayne, and luckily he hit that shot before he went down because Rayne could have completely ruined the day of Complexity if he's left alone in that back base.
Yeah, way to credit that snipe shot before your death, because you're even on your way out, even on your way to the black screen, you can still set up a play for your teammates, and it was Suppress that comes through with that kill, giving him 10 already in the early stages of this game, just 3.5 minutes through.
Well, here we go. A flag is out. Shopify Rebellion have a chance to tie this game up, but they need to get the slays, and that's where they've been lacking throughout this game. Mental got the flag and a grapple. I was going to say, you could use the grapple to try to grapple run that flag. That's not going to be the case. He uses it to try to get a better position for his slay, but there's just no one there for the follow-up, and Shopify Rebellion's flag is going to be stopped short.
No, credit to Mental. He left Tusk at 1 shot, but again, there was no team follow-up to finish off that player. We're getting a little bit of interlink damage from RyaNoob with the use of that Disruptor pistol, but I think it was Camo running away again in the hands of Complexity.
Oh, is that the Camo player? I can't tell.
I can't tell if he disappeared.
I think Juziro had it, but
RyaNoob
blast alive. He has the sniper, but he's not going to stay alive. CyKul picks up the remaining ammo, and Shopify Rebellion trapped in the back of their base.
Yeah, look at this little peek angle, though, from Rayne at the back of the base. People don't usually think about falling back further to get that scope angle over the sniper spawn. Rayne was trying to take advantage of it there. CyKul, very aware, creates some space, hits the body shot.
Oh
Finish
my
your
God.
kills! Finish your kills!
I don't even think that's his fault. Karmea just has one of the nastiest strafes in the game, and you saw it right there. I call it the micro strafe. When you see that quick left, up, down action, Spartan's another player that's very effective with it, and Juziro's effective with this weapon in particular. It's 2 snipers for the side of Complexity, and it makes the flag run just so much easier. The flank's on its way. Shopify Rebellion, you're in trouble as this flag gets further and further ahead. Karmea, the last line of defense.
Yeah, but Karmea almost like overextending, wanting a new position. Was that a repulsor play on the plasma? I don't know what the route was on the plasma grenade. Juziro with just 1 shot left in that sniper. Here's the flank play. It's still Karmea that they have to deal with. The snipe's not going to do it. The melee's not going to do it. Almost a miracle to try to stop this flag right at the 80-yard line.
Karmea did a great job. He stayed alive, and Karmea single-handedly lets a counter opportunity come right here. Him staying alive, buying opportunity for Rayne and the rest of Shopify Rebellion to get into position. They eventually get the collapse, and they're going to eventually tie up this game unless Suppress hits some nasty shots. Flag's still out. It's a race to get home. Mental's trying to get there, but Tusk is on his way to stop it all. Juziro and Tusk need to get to Juziro in time. They need to get to Karmea in time. But Karmea was the reason they pulled the flag. He's the reason they finished the flag. The new gun on the block really working out for Shopify Rebellion.
All right, it worked out for that capture, but there is counter cap potential because look at the positioning right now. There's some dangerous plays as Complexity grabbed the flag and they're rotating away. But it's Karmea once again with a clutch double kill. He made the clutch stall play earlier. Now he's making the clutch slays.
I just want to point out, Juziro and Suppressed have more kills between the two of them than Shopify Rebellion have total. 32 kills between Juziro and Suppressed. These guys are having their way on the map right now.
Yeah, but you need those slays to turn into captures. Very reminiscent of a series from yesterday where a team outslayed by 29 but lost in overtime CTF because it's not just about the slays. You have to utilize those kills to get the objective score.
Karmea had a big fight. He's going to pancake him into the wall and fall off the map in victory. Mental has an opportunity for a pull. Shopify Rebellion have a chance to take the lead. He missed his curb slide. We'll have to see if that movement miss hurts him at all. Remember, the flag a lot harder to juggle. There's a button combo to keep it in the old style, but you can see a lot more of a tough time running flags.
Yeah, basically you have to treat that flag as if it is 10 times heavier than it was before because there's a little bit of a hesitation between the drop and the re-pickup, and it might have cost that run because it is stopped just short, not able to round that corner and get to any sort of cover.
Right, it's like, it's just a lot harder to execute on the normal movements that have been ingrained since the start of this game.
Yeah.
And I think that might be part of the reason why we see a little bit, I don't want to call it a sloppy run, it's just inefficient.
Correct.
From Mental, and it's going to cost a potential game-winning flag for Shopify Rebellion. Complexity gets back to the half line, and they're ready to fight for control once again.
Yeah, and it can happen to the best of the best. I know we saw a flag run yesterday that was obviously impacted by that issue of flag juggling. We're down to 3 minutes and 30 on the clock. Karmea 15 and 15 leading the slays on Shopify Rebellion, but again, not matching Juziro, not matching Suppressed on the other side. Complexity still leading the way when it comes down to slays. Rayne gets the opening pick off of this little bit of a standoff. It's traded out to go down for Complexity. The snipe, the body shot, both players with sniper. Karmea is gonna run right over that dropped weapon to reload. He has 10 rounds to work with.
Yeah, Shopify Rebellion win this game. Everyone needs to give 10% of their winnings to this guy right here. Karmea is the only reason why they're even in this game. And he's going to be the reason why they win if he keeps making shots like that. He is absolutely picking apart the side of Complexity, who are red hot, right? Almost all of them are positive by a great margin, and well, it's going to be up to Karmea to stop it all. He hits another no-scope, and they need to figure out where Karmea is out and shut him down. He's putting this in a dangerous position for Complexity.
But you're not seeing anyone focus him. Maybe now, as he's the last alive for Rebellion, you'll see Complexity start to focus this popping off red-hot sniper. He's going to camp at top mid, waiting for the respawns. Still 5 rounds of that sniper to work with. Remember, he had a little extra after taking down the opposing team sniper. Plasma grenades are on the chase. He looked down, but he's not going to see. Is that Suppressed right there around the corner? Here's the re-engagement. The repulsor to deflect some of that snipe damage, but Suppressed on the wraparound gets the kill.
It's impressive coordination from Complexity. Suppressed on one side, Tusk at the top, Vent on the other. They make sure to work together to kill the Vent player, and well, that's going to allow Complexity to push through and to get away with the camouflage. So this is a big opportunity with the waning moments of this game. Complexity have one more shot at pulling out the flag, but Shopify Rebellion, resilient as always, stop it short.
I love the word resilient to describe Shopify Rebellion. That really does define their play style. They might not be getting all the plays that they need, but they always find a way to get back into the fight. 3 go down for Complexity. Suppressed is the last alive, and Suppressed, even as the last alive, being quite the nuisance. He's finally taken down. He bought a few seconds, though, for the respawners, but here comes Shopify Rebellion. They have all 4 players, 2 forward, 2 at mid-map.
Mentals, they have 2 snipers as well. They have everything you need to put a flag at home. Shopify Rebellion pulling it through, but this is the most dangerous part of the run, right? This is where you're the most exposed, and it's tough to get this flag at home. They're trusting their young gun in Karmea to get some crucial kills at the back of this base, and unfortunately, they have hunted him down.
Oh my-
The Cali clamber to get back.
Gotta grapple.
Karmea, he says, I'm coming back up.
You got to grapple.
Stays alive. They're underneath. Karmea heads up play. They're trying to have one more opportunity to pull this flag, but it's going to come down to these slays.
And you thought they had it in the bag when they had both snipers and all 4 players up, but they were stopped right here at almost this exact location. A good response now, but it looks like as they're running this flag, their own flag is out. We're looking at a potential sudden death and a flag joust with just 6 seconds to go. And this is what you were talking about, that this can prolong the game, especially here on Argyle.
Love this from RyaNoob. He's pushing forward. He wants to get the BR to help. That's all it. That's game. That's series. RyaNoob and the rest of Shopify Rebellion get the job done. Outslayed, but they don't care. It's the efficient plays. And I have to go back and just say, I mean, Karmea is the reason they won. When he stayed alive, when he was last alive, to get that counter opportunity for Shopify Rebellion can't be understated. Like, that could have been a sweep away for Complexity.
Yeah, and at the end, Karmea actually had the double kill to open up that reset. So it's Karmea all day, especially in this game 4. I mean, you know, watch out. Maybe you don't know Karmea yet, but after this series, you better write his name in your notebook and keep an eye on him throughout today's bracket, heading into potentially tomorrow, and then throughout the season. You got these young guns and they start to get on fire, they got a long career in front of them.